So the new balance patch just came out, and a lot has changed. There's been a lot of quality of life changes, some buffs, just a lot of stuff. So in this video, I'm going to cover what's changed, hopefully hit on most of the major stuff. I might miss a few things because there's a lot, but let's just get started. One simple thing that was changed, but will be helpful to a lot of people. You can now choose how many scout tickets you want to use. You no longer have to just click through every single one of your scout tickets when you want to use a large amount, which will be very helpful. As you can see, I have 56 support card tickets, and clicking through that when I want to get something, very annoying. There has also been changes to the store. So if we go into the club point exchange, you can see things that I can actually buy are at the top. Anything that I can't buy because it's sold out has been moved to the bottom. This applies to all of the shops, including the daily sales. Something that has changed with the daily sales, or will change, it's not currently in the game, but it will be in a few days, is you will no longer need to stagger your things. So, for example, when you are doing your daily races and you don't have every single one of your shops complete, you will be able to just do all of them anyways. And it'll all just go into the daily shop. So that is a very nice quality of life change. Another change is with your photos. They have added a photo studio. So let's say that I want to see what the shrine recreation looks like in winter. Very easy. And you can do this for anything. The recreations for Riverside, any of these. You can also see any of the trainings, which level they are. You can choose what partner, summer camp or normal. This will be a very easy way to get screenshots, to get shots if you need it. This is probably not a feature I'll use very much, but if you're into that kind of thing, very nice to have. Another change that has been made is the addition of these keys. There is currently no way to get them, but when you do get them, you'll be able to unlock things without having to see them in-game. Now, this will be helpful for just those pesky scenarios that you just can't get these. I've played Trackblazer so many times and I just haven't seen any of these. So being able to unlock these, very nice thing to have. They said in their blog post that they're going to be giving them out, and I believe that you will be able to buy them from the shop at some point. But as I said, they're not currently in the game. Another change that they made is to bond levels. So before, the original bond cap was at 10. Now it goes all the way up to 12 on certain trainees, not every single trainee. As you can see, Fujikiseki doesn't have it, TM Opera doesn't have it, Seiyun Sky doesn't have it. Something nice is, even though they aren't increasing right now, they are saving it. So if I were to run Fujikiseki right now, even though she's capped at 10, when she does eventually get her ability to go up to 12, all of the work that I put into it will be saved. So what do you actually get at the new bond levels? The biggest one is that at bond level 11, you unlock their casual wear, the wear that they wear at the end of the campaign when you go on certain dates with them, that wear. And you can change their outfit to look like that on the main screen. So I think that is the majority of the quality of life changes that you can access on the main page. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of what was actually changed, though. They have updated URA Finale. And they have updated Unity Cup. And Track Blazer has kind of been updated. So, what does this all mean? So, you can click on this scenario details thing. It'll show you the scenario link. It'll show you any unique goals that are set for the scenario. It'll show if there's any support card restrictions, and it, most importantly, it shows the new attribute caps. So, for example, URA Finale has been buffed to give plus 200 to all of your stats as the cap. So what does that mean? Instead of the stat cap now being 1200 on URA Finale, it is now 1400 for all your stats. The main thing is this is not consistent between all of the different scenarios. Unity Cup only gives plus 100 to everything, but a plus 600 to wit as the attribute cap. If you really dislike to make a new track Blazer, good news. The attribute caps on this one are not very good. Plus 700 and plus 300 wit. So, hypothetically, you will be able to build stronger aces in both URA Finale and Unity Cup. This will also be easier since both of these scenarios have been buffed. So, another thing that has been buffed is the filters. If you want something specific, let's say I want groundwork. I can filter my parents by who actually has groundwork sparks. As you can see, the skip is way faster. This is one of the new this is the new mechanic for URA Finale. Happy Meek now shows up in your trainings. And we don't have it here, but let's just train to here. So, periodically, you will get a duel against Happy Meek. So if I click this duel, I'll do my training. And then she will challenge me to a contest. And as you can see, it has a prediction on who's going to win. So if I win the contest of wit, I will get the Racing Spirit wit hint. If I lose, I only get a small boost to my wit. Same with guts. They've also added this contest of energy, which gives Racing Spirit mood. So I'm going to try this contest of energy. And I lost. Anyways, she will periodically show up and challenge you. The more you face her, the stronger she becomes. And when she shows up in URA Finale at the end, she will show up in her special buffed form. Contest of Power. We should win this one. And as you can see, we got the thing because we won. Another thing that's been buffed is how much certain events give you. As you can see, it's now 25 speed, when I believe First time around, it was 10 speed. So, with the increase of the stat cap, certain events give you more stats to compensate for that. So, what happens when you actually max out a stat? So, wit has been maxed out here. I cannot, it is above the wit cap. Or previous wit cap. If I were to click this, I will only get 25 wit. I would normally get 50. It halves how much you get going forward. Wit up by 18. That would have been a 36 instead if I was below the cap. So something else that happens now is during your summer break, the director shows up on the second day to give you 30 energy. So that should make it a lot easier to just train all through summer. So since I challenged Happy Meek as many times as I did, fighting the actual Happy Meek, as you can see, she has an ominous blue aura, and she's way stronger than she would normally be. You can now re-roll sparks. Let's say that I don't like these sparks. I think that these are pretty mediocre. I can click re-roll sparks. And wow. But let's say, actually, the first sparks were way better. It has groundwork. It's better than this one. I can choose to keep the original spark. So that was what was new with URA Finale. Hypothetically, very good. The stat cap increase makes it very, very possible to have a mega high roll. However, it's still URA Finale. There's not a whole lot going on, and frankly, there's it's not very easy to get exactly what you want. The abilities and whatnot. You need to bring cards, you need to bring inspirations to get exactly what you want. What's different with the Unity Cup? So, this is the new edition. If I were to click this, this is a Mega Spirit Burst. These can only happen once. Once you use them, they use them. But they give a big boost to your stats when you click on them. Extreme Spirit Burst. When you click on them, they give you the hint for whatever you clicked on. So if you clicked on Gut, you get the Spirit Guts. If you click on Speed, you get Spirit Speed. Something important to know about these Spirit Bursts. As you can see, it has a 0% chance of failure. If I were to click Power, it would have a 6% chance of failure. But so long as they have one of these Extreme Spirit Bursts, you have a 0% failure rate. So Unity Waves. They put a harder team in. And if you beat them, you get better rewards. You only get those when you click the purple Unity Spirit Burst. So since I clicked enough of those extreme spirit bursts, I get to fight the souped up Team Zenith. So yeah, Unity Cup has been highly buffed. I don't even think that was a particularly high roll, and I got a UG2 very easily. So overall, what do I think of the update? Well, overall, I am very happy with it. If we look at some of the runs that I've done, this UG2 was done in Unity Cup. This UG was done in Unity Cup. This SS was done in URA Finale. This S Plus was done in URA Finale. Pretty big bonus to that. Overall, URA Finale is technically a better high roll, if you can do it. However, you need the inspirations, you need the cards, you need the skills. And it's probably going to take a lot more time. But having a higher attribute cap on speed, power, that is going to generally be more useful than the only 100 from Unity Cup. However, Unity Cup is way more consistent. Something that you didn't see in my footage is the fact that if you fail one of your team races, you're able to use a clock to retry it again, which is a very nice quality of life change. Something else to know about the Unity Cup: you cannot play Team Serious on Unity Cup. I'm assuming it's because Rice Shower is both scenario linked and in Team Serious, and they didn't want to give Team Serious Unity. They didn't want to give Team Serious scenario link, but that's just my guess. Something else to know about Unity Cup: it has been slightly nerfed with all of the buffs. When you do your spirit bursts, it will only give you skills from that card. As before, it would give you a skill that was based off of either that card or your aptitudes or proficiency. Now it will only give things for the card, which is a slight nerf. You're less likely to get, let's say you're running a Oguri Cap. If you click on, say, Sakura Bakushino, she's going to give you sprint skills. Before, she might give you something that's related to you, but now she'll only give you sprint skills. Slight nerf, but overall, big buffs. Track Blazer, pretty much dead. It didn't receive any buffs inside the scenario, and the attribute caps that they increased, stamina, does not matter for the most part. So, if you hated Track Blazer, good news. It is no longer the ideal way to build aces. There might be some arguments on whether or not it's the ideal way to make parents, but overall, most people, I think, will be playing Unity Cup. As for the other changes, Photo Studio, it's cool. Probably not going to get any use out of it, but if you like that kind of thing, it's there for you. The shop changes, very nice. The keys to unlock the in the archive will be very nice. However, they end up giving those out. And honestly, one of the biggest ones is, in fact, just being able to do this. Very nice quality of life change. So overall, very good changes. Well, thank you for watching. If you'd like, please check out my other videos. I made a video on how to get the unique special week. Please check out that video. Also, check out my new series, Umamusume Bootcamp. I try and break down each mechanic the first video is on stats and how each stat works, how they work in a general sense. So please check out those videos if you'd like. And thank you so much for watching.